Hi, welcome to the video edition of the Spine Times. Why a video edition? We had a bunch of extra money, so we ran out and got a camera. We got a camera crew. We used the rest of the money to buy these props that you'll normally see decorating the office. We got those from various gumball machines and from the interwebs itself. What we wanted to do was to take a couple minutes over the next couple weeks and diagram for you what a lot of people are coming into the office these days talking about. And by that I mean our teachers. And by our teachers, I mean the ones that just started school these last couple weeks, what they're mostly complaining about. So today, next week, week after, we're going to take some time and discuss really what it is these teachers need to do to keep themselves safe throughout the school year. And most of them don't listen to me when they're in the office here, so I thought if I have a video, then there's no way you can get away from me. All right? So the first thing I want to talk about is what's known as carpal tunnel. This is the biggest issue that we normally see in the office, and it really refers to a wide range of hand pains and other extremity pains. So let's get into it. First, what I'm going to need, though, if we have one around here, I'm going to need a hand. Well, here's one. Look at that. This is so convenient, the interwebs, huh? So here we have a hand. Right? It's got the traditional 5 fingers. The thumb is over here, so this must be the right hand. Right? So when you look at the hand, I want you to look at just this piece here. It goes like this. From the side, you see it going like this, right? This is the carpal tunnel, right through here. And what does that mean? Well, it means there's 8 bones called the carpal bones, not the tarsal bones. Those are in the foot, right? C-A-R-P-A-L. There's 8 of them. The scaphoid's in there, the triquetral, the trapezium. And if all you just heard me say was blah, 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 that's just fine. It doesn't matter. What you need to know is that the carpal bones make the bridge, right, or the arch, and underneath is a tough piece of material called a retinaculum, and that pins or traps everything that runs from the forearm into the hand, right? So there's only a finite amount of room in here, and that room can easily get squished. If you've ever been on Highway 70, for those of you in St. Louis, after a Cardinals game, you'll know that there's about 3 seconds that you can get out of the Cardinals game, get on Highway 70, and get home in a reasonable amount of time. If you're not there for those first 3 seconds, then you might as well just bring your barbecue pit. And it's the same thing here. When there's a lot of swelling and material in here, there's nowhere for this stuff to go, and it starts producing pain in the hand. The problem is that a lot of things can give you pain in the hand and wrist that aren't necessarily carpal tunnel. This is what I want to talk about in the next week. Right now, what I want you to do is concentrate on this, just this week. Try keeping your hand in as neutral a position as possible, right? If you go this way, you're closing down, pushing the carpal bones, you're closing down the amount of material that can move in and out of the hand. If you go too far this way, closing down the amount of material that can move in and out of the hand. When you've got 8 tendons and an artery trying to get through this little gap, that's what you need to keep in mind. So you keep these hands straight. As you're doing data entry, as you're doing a bunch of other things, keep these hands in this neutral position. Now, I know it's not always possible, but at the end of the day or when you're on break or when you're just hanging around, just keeping an eye on what kind of positioning you have your hands in will make a big, big difference. You'll notice that people that use their hands the most, professional fighters or boxers, you never hear them complaining about carpal tunnel. Now, that's mostly because they've been punched so much they have concussions and not paying a lot of attention. But if they could, then they would talk about how they tape their wrists to prevent that from happening, right? So you can tape your wrists and go to work, and that's definitely something we'd like to see some video of. But if you'd like to not do that, and just keep in this neutral position over the coming weeks, I'll show you some other ways to make sure this doesn't become a problem at all right? Next week, I want to talk about the different things that carpal tunnel can show up like, and I want to talk about a couple other things you can do every day. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in a little bit.